Okay, hi everyone. We are back again with another video. I am Ronnie. Today I am your host. You are watching Ujjal Discussion, and that's it. And we have got Parvati after a long time. How's your feeling now?
I'm doing great. First of all, after a long time, I'm super duper happy that I've got the opportunity to be here in the others class and meet you people. There are a couple of people, those who are smiling right now, because they know what pressure we are going through. However, I'm doing super, except apart from the hotness.
Okay, you missed this class?
A lot, a lot. Because every single time I watch you guys over the videos and the way you people are being improved, the way you're practicing each and every step, it reminds me of my previous days and it feels so good. Yeah, absolutely. Though I'm being done with lots of things, I'm facing the reality, but still, there is something missing. I always feel like every now and then when I sit down to practice, like when I find myself making mistakes, then I do recognize, oh, if I got the opportunity to join my class, I would have got rectified with all of those mistakes because I would have got you people, Dada, to rectify me. So this sort of situation always makes me mind of this particular class. And yes, I miss you, all of you guys, a lot.
Okay, and practice is important. And when you also work a particular company, how can you balance practice and work life?
Well, I don't want to make any excuse because every single time, whenever I say that okay, I don't have the time to practice, I get reminded by myself that you're making excuse. You're all the time making excuse, aren't you? So yes, absolutely. Whenever I say I do not have any time to practice, I do not have any time to turn up a page of a book to go through it, then I always make a excuse, a silly excuse, because getting back home, whatever the time I'm being provided, let's say I'm cooking, I'm working, at that point of time, if I want, I definitely can practice. Though, again, recently I've started doing this, but if I talk about balance, then yeah, like last time I was thinking that I should practice because otherwise my English will fall apart and I'll not be able to do anything. So the major part of my practice these days is whenever I get the opportunity, there are lots of colleagues of mine and I love to talk to them. Like sometimes they match the vibe with me and, and they throw a couple of questions and I do feel like talking to them. So whenever I get the opportunity in between my work, I talk to them. I always start a conversation in English and getting back home, like the way I would always do when I didn't start working, like I'm working or let's say I'm cooking, especially one of my favorite parts of practicing, whenever I'm cooking, it feels like I'm hosting a cooking show. I instruct each and every one of those things. Let's say I'm cooking, I'm adding up a spice and I'm saying that, hey everybody, today I'm cooking swechongs, today I'm cooking this and that. So in such a way, I feel like hosting a TV show of cooking show or whatever I'm doing. I read something and I try to explain it. And most importantly, journaling is one of the greatest part of my life. Like maybe I forget to practice some days, maybe I forget to read some days, but I never ever forget to journal. So it is one of the major part of my practice through which I get to know lots of vocabularies and all of those things. So I don't know how I balance those things, but yeah, whenever I get the opportunity or whenever I see somebody speaking in English, I always get into the conversation. Like it is not that they're talking about something personal thing and I get into it, but when I feel like yeah, they're talking about something which I can be a part of, then I jump into it and I just get started with it. So yeah.
It means you create a opportunity.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
And I have another question.
Yeah, sure.
And that my question is that you when you do you follow any specific routine?
Routine in the sense, are you talking about English practice or the overall life of mine?
Practicing.
Okay, absolutely. Well, as I've just mentioned, whenever I get the opportunity, I just jump into it. But yes, recently I've started doing this sort of things once again because I found myself making lots of mistakes, like enormous amount of mistake. Then I thought that yes, now I have to be serious about this sort of things. So yes, I've started following a routine. Whenever I get back home, first thing I do, which is practicing at least for 15 minutes. Otherwise, I like it feels like not getting started with anything. Then I do journal in between my work. Let's say I'm cooking something. Meanwhile, I get done with my work and get done with my journaling. And then having done with my sleep, I read for some time. And yeah, in such a way, like if I talk about specific routine that I follow daily basis, it is not that I follow every single day the same routine, but yes, like I do those things, but not in a routine basis. Like whenever I want, I do whatever I feel like doing.
And sometimes you feel very tired after finish your work, and you are not, some days you are not able to practice. Then what do you feel this time? You feel disappointed?
Certainly, like it feels awful, you know, like whenever I don't get the opportunity to practice. And especially you people have created lots of groups and thank you so much that you've made me a part of it. However, when I hear you practicing over there, when I hear you playing with lots of different words, absolutely I regret. And it feels like I'm missing out lots of things in the sense. Absolutely, when I practice with other people, let's say I talk to those foreign people and I get to know lots of new words I never knew. But the thing is that still, like students' life is a different life. They are always eager to learn every single thing, and you get to know different types of things because you're curious. But when you're discarding the student part from your life, the curiousness sometimes, that curiosity sometimes gets out of it. Like you feel like, okay, I'll be doing it, I know I have to do it, but I'll be doing it tomorrow. Sometimes you delay it, like you get into the procrastination mode. So absolutely I regret a lot. That's the reason why I've started. Yeah.
Okay, anytime happened with you that you are free but you are not practicing this time, and you feel after you enjoy a lot of time and you can regret after enjoyment?
Yeah, happened so what happened initially when I started doing job, I felt like yes, I've got everything, like I've got a new world. I started doing everything possible with all my friends, all my fellow employers. But at the end of the day, what I found that okay, I'm doing all of those things for that moment. They are giving me a satisfaction, a kind of short time satisfaction, but later I'm regretting because there's nothing I can learn from those things. Let's say I'm getting back doing a team party, but at the end I'm really feeling like irresponsible. I'm unable to ask myself questions. I'm unable to answer me that what you have learned from those things. So yes, later when I understood it, I thought that no, discard everything. Now your only goal is to improve yourself. And you know, last time I felt so bad, and I was feeling that probably I have forgotten everything, and absolutely I've forgotten. Then I thought that okay, let's start from the beginning. Like I will be practicing in such a way as if I have just started learning English. So yes, I've regretted a lot, and I don't want to regret. I don't want to regret anymore. Hence, I've started doing all my jobs. And last time I was sharing over the call with Dada that you know, like sometimes we do forget our root where we have come from, but if you are unable to make a building's root strong, then it will fall apart. No matter how many apartments it has, like it will certainly fall apart. The fanciness of the building doesn't work if the root is not strong, you know. So yes, I've started working on my root so that I don't regret when it falls apart. So, yeah.
Okay, And I have another question for you. You know, your colleagues is they are. I think they are not support reading book. Am I right?
Absolutely. Thank God you asked me the question. I have lots of things to share. Ask me, ask me. Yeah.
Yes, I think you read every day, and they are not interested. They are not interested so much to reading, and I think they think that this is very hard reading and reading book. And do you share any incident happened with you? You read a book in your office room, and someone talking to anything like bully.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I have lots of incidents like that. Well, like, I cannot say that they think reading is very hard, but they're completely against this particular thing. But there is a colleague of mine who supports me a lot because he also loves to read books. However, when we were talking about books, and all of a sudden one day we were talking about different types of books, and that person, like that colleague of mine, asked me that like share a good incident, like a good reading of yours. So all of a sudden I shared one of my best readings, that is I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai. So my previous team leader all of a sudden gave me a look like this. I said, yeah, did you read the book? Like, I Am Malala? He said, why should I read something? Sorry for my word, but I didn't say it. I said, what do you mean by that? He said that, no, do you even know who the person is and all of those things, blah, blah, blah. I said, actually, like, I didn't read the book to judge the person, but I read the book to simply learn from the person's personality, situations, how she handled it. She said, it's okay, you can give lots of excuses to go through a couple of whatever it is, dustbins kind of things. And I said, okay, thank you so much for your thoughts. He said, reading is a scam, do you know that? And I said, how's that possible? And that authors are writing books, they're selling lots of copies, and they're earning monies, and they're just chewing your head. And okay, nice, but I didn't ask the question because I thought that, okay, I always got taught that never ever get into unnecessary arguments by my class, because I knew that I cannot change the person's mindset. No matter whatever I say that you should read book, the kind of mindset the person's been through or whatever he has got gathered with, I can never ever change it. So I always remain silent. I say that, okay, whatever you think you're good with it, then I'm also okay with it, because the more I get into the argument, you'll be doing a clash with me, so I don't want to get into any clash. So I felt like asking the question, how can you explain that why people are buying lots of copies? Is everybody mad? However, I didn't ask this question. So it was one of the incidents, and these days the team leader is not there. However, whenever I share any of my books, last time I shared the picture of Priyanka Chopra, and the team leader mentioned me that another wrong choice, Priyanka Chopra's biography, oh my god. And last time I met him, he said, you're doing a great job. I said, thank you. I take all your appreciation to my heart. Thank you so much. I'll be doing it. I'll keep doing it. I said it, and I said, okay, no worries. So Tara is laughing a lot. However, literally we were talking about that, yes, I'm enjoying my work a lot, but sometimes it feels like I'm in a zoo. Like last time one of my colleagues was saying that, have you ever been to zoo? I said, I don't want to go to another second zoo, because I'm done with enough experience when I have colleagues like this. I said it in my mind. However, so yes, these are the incidents. But that colleague of mine who also loves to read book, he said, oh, now your team leader said and you'll stop reading book because you didn't say anything on his face. I said, the same thing. I don't want to get into unnecessary arguments. I will be doing my job. If anybody feels really bad about it, everybody has their own compliments, their own sort of like own viewpoint on every on everything in this world, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it works for that. So last time I was watching a video, and there it was mentioned that we knew Pluto, the planet, as a planet before some days, but all of a sudden some scientists mentioned that Pluto can never be a planet. Now the person who was listening to that person who was mentioning it said that, what does that mean? What will I be doing with this particular example? He said, you have to learn that it didn't affect Pluto. What people are saying, whether it is a planet or not, it didn't stop running around the sun. It's still doing its job. So it doesn't really matter. So I'll be doing my job. If anybody has the opinion, they can share that with me. I'll be learning from it, but which I feel good, which is teaching me something, I'll be doing that. That's it. Yeah, become Pluto. But don't you try to be around sun, otherwise you'll be burnt into ashes.
I have come to know a lot, and you share a lot of things, your corporate life, and that's it.